as Wilco makes a run ahead of him. Bergkamp suddenly changed pace through the centre. It's Bergkamp! That's magnificent! The move, and then this, which left Dabby's ass totally stranded.
I don't even want to do this, Danny. I don't know about you. I
can't breathe properly.
Well, I guess we'll do the intro. Welcome to a Bergkamp Wonderland, an Arsenal podcast. I am your host for this evening, Deac. I have Danny with us tonight. He's rejoined me. He's let me keep hold of the reins of the horses, and they're all just fucking darting everywhere, and I'm just struggling to keep everything going. You know, what an absolute fucking mess. But anyway, Danny, how are you? How have you been? And what your overall impressions of tonight?
Wow, how have I been? The last time I had my body was feeling like this, it was at Revelation, Wembley Arena, 1994. I don't remember the rest of the night. I was just quite excited. Bloody hell. When he went up and said it was 8 minutes to go, I thought, surely we can't do that. We can't do that. And then it went on, and then we scored, and then it went on, and we scored again. And then, oh my God, I don't remember a time when when you're playing against a team that is playing 5-3-3-0, you're going to struggle to score. And that performance that we put in the entire game, I'll sum this up in one sentence. The entire game was like we were playing the entire game in the 90th minute of a cup tie. That's how it was for us. What did you think?
I think if Gabriel Jesus put away a few chances, I think we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
So close. And Nelson to come on and have a couple of really good chances as well. I mean, people can moan and say we've shit the bed and all that lot, which we have. But yes, look at the prospects we have got for the upcoming seasons. Being an Arsenal fan is going to be an absolute joy. Yes, we've blown it. We were never really going to win it because of Man City. You've got 0 injuries and 2 teams that would both finish in the top 4 if they were allowed a Man City B. For us to do what we've done this season has been nothing short of miraculous. And
obviously,
it just come down to the end. Still a chance, but
obviously, talking about it right now, it's going to be raw emotion. It's going to be frustration, upset, anguish. Just everyone's exhausted, and everyone's like coming down from like the biggest high ever. But you got to try and take the positives from the negatives. This was a fantastic run. I'm not saying it's done and dusted. We need to win at City.
No, we need to win in the bag. They've got to go and get them points.
Exactly. They still have to get those points. They're not invincible. They're not invincible by any means. See what happens. And they're still in the Champions League. They've got those really, really tough games as well coming up against Real Madrid, possibly the best team in Europe right now, or one of the best teams in Europe right now. So they've still got that to kind of contemplate and deal with and work with. So hopefully we try and hold on to that. But anyway,
we've got 169 people watching on Twitter.
Oh.
Hello, everybody.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, what a time for 169 people to come and watch the show. How are you all?
Oh my God. Did you want to say hello to people? Yeah, cool. Let's just do that.
I'm
no. I don't mind. I'll take the lead, but you just say hello to peeps.
Hello to Formerly Noza, Phil Macca, Clock Orange. Adam is there. He says, my hands are still shaking like a shitting dog. There you go. That's us demonetized. Formerly Noza there. That was pathetic. That was epic. Avon is there. If anyone thinks we're getting something in your head, I'll just take my hat off to your positivity right now. Wow. Yeah, very good point. I did tweet that at halftime. If we think we're gonna get a smacked ass against the worst team in the league at home, what is going to happen to the best team?
That means that we're going to beat the best team. No, that's what it means, right? We lose to the worst team when we beat the best team.
David Boyle says, sack him now, no plan B. Stop making excuses. Behave yourself. Avon, we are still 2 points from qualifying for the Champions League.
I love how this is dragging on. I said about it last week that we were going to be in the... Oh my God, the Champions League back! Still haven't got Champions League.
For God's sake, man. Noza, if we're struggling against a team guaranteed to be relegated, we've got no right to win the league. I'm laughing like when I go to the dentist, I'm laughing because I'm in pain and I'm scared. And that's what I feel like now. I'm in a lot of pain. I'm very scared. And it's even my cat has gone and she's wandered off and left me. Adam, I can't lie. I just want City game because it feels like there's nothing to lose. Could be it. We've got nothing to lose. Go out there, play City. And just go. We're going to win
Danny,
it.
Hold this thought.
Go on.
This is a 3D chess match that Arteta's playing. He was worried about his Arsenal boys going to the Etihad and putting all the pressure on them to get a point.
Yes.
Now everyone in mainstream media is going to write us off, half the fan base, and they're just going to go, right, no pressure now, it's done now. And then we go and smack them at the Etihad, and it's like, oh, fuck.
They weren't expecting we can score goals. Scoring goals is not the problem.
Stopping them at the moment because of Saliba, a Saliba-shaped hole in the Arsenal.
He has a beard now, a full beard. Get that beard back on the pitch.
In it.
Super says, I am so confused. I think we all are. Paul Nell, oi, someone hold me. I think we all need a bit of a man hug at the moment. Knows I'm a little bit tired. Trust the process mantra. Phil Mack, it's today St Tottenham's day. Well, it was before, but it's definitely now because Spurs needed to win all of their games to finish level on points with us. We've now got that extra point. Happy St Tottenham's Day, everybody.
Well, at least we can at least clarify and confirm that, at least. Jesus Christ.
And Jota our tears. Ramsdale got blood in his hands, but he's saved us so many times. He gets a break this time. Go on then, Deac. What you got?
No worries. So I was going to talk about the lineup. I was really, really happy to see Saka back on the pitch. There was a lot of talk about the possibility of him maybe rotationed out of the side after the poor performance that he's been since Leeds, since that break. I spoke about it last week on the podcast, had a few differences in opinion, but that's absolutely fine. Since we've given Saka that rest, he's been poor. But obviously he stepped up again today, which is great to see. So I'm hoping that he continues this form throughout the rest of the season and get us that title at the end. We can all sit here and dream and hope, and that's what football's all about. The biggest shock for everyone, I think, was Xhaka not being involved in the lineup. Zinny back in the lineup, which is nice to see. But Fabio Vieira put into the number 8 spot, which I thought was quite unusual. But apparently Xhaka is just an illness. It's not going to be anything serious. He'll be back for City. Don't worry. That's what I've heard anyway. If anybody's heard anything different, let me know. But I think everything's okay there. But Danny, what was your initial thoughts about Fabio Vieira stepping in to do the most important role that Xhaka's brought to the table, linking the defence to the attack? And he's done it so well so far this season.
Bad move, very bad move. He doesn't got the confidence to go and do that. He is a half-decent fish in a very average pond back at playing for Porto in Portugal. He's not a great player at the moment. He's young. He's got potential. He did really well in the last season for them. But what he can't do is come straight in and replace Xhaka because Xhaka defends. Xhaka will cover Partey when Partey is covering the back 3, 4, 5 when we're playing. Vieira can't do that. Vieira had so many chances in the first half. He was giving the ball away. He had a couple of good deep crosses, but he is not the man to come in and fill that position. I don't know. I don't know who could come in. And the only thing I'd have done, maybe put Zinchenko there. I mean, Zinchenko has played the whole of this season drifting into that position. Play Tierney at left back where Zinchenko was, and play Zinchenko in that hole there. He can track back and defend with Partey. He can get forward. He can have a pot shot, and he can cover on the left hand side. Perfect idea. But for some reason, Arteta is never going to play Zinchenko in the left 8, as it is now commonly known. I'm thinking
Arteta's hoping and praying for that connection between Martinelli and Fabio Vieira. They've shown many times so far this season they're very good friends off the pitch. And I'm hoping that connection and that combination, maybe he was hoping for a little bit more today from both of them. Obviously, Martinelli was a standout performer as per usual, but Fabio Vieira just really didn't get going. Lots of talks why Jorginho didn't get a head start. Maybe that was another option, Jorginho getting a start. Trossard came on later on in the pitch and showed that he could potentially do that particular role. He's got the ability to play both feet. He plays a lot like Santi Cazorla, and Santi Cazorla played that role many times. He's got both feet. He could get in and out of trouble with his low center of gravity. But the game, let's just jump straight into it then. Wow, okay. We've
got a million notes between us.
Yeah, wow. I've got the 6 pages of you know me, guys. I'm always jotting down absolute crap, and 6 pages tonight is my record. Within the first 30 seconds, Ramsdale just plays the ball straight into Southampton attacker. Was it Alvarez? Is it Alvarez?
It was, yeah. It's
Alvarez. He got a goal and an assist and a goal line clearance for Southampton as well. Then he gets brought off second half and we start to dominate. Oh well, he's collecting everything. He's trying to get involved in everything. But they showed some. Yes, they showed some pre-game footage of them inside the tunnel. The Arsenal boys, and they showed Ramsdale, White, and everyone, and they looked very happy, jovial, having a real good laugh, not really taking things serious. So there was a lot of talk potentially that Ramsdale didn't take the game very seriously from the get-go. I think drawing 3 games in a row, and two of those games where we threw away 2-0 leads, it's a bit like it's not like we're on the beach and we're giving up already or the game's getting to us. It's like we've become cocky. Maybe we've become cocky and it's not like we're expecting the league, but we feel like we deserve the league by our previous performances, but the league isn't done until the league is done and there's still games to go. So I feel like the guys or the boys potentially might think that they're in the mindset of they already deserve it because they've played so well 75% of the games. I don't know how you felt about that, Danny, but Ramsdale conceding the way he did in the first 30 seconds is not something that I was expecting.
Not as bad as Bournemouth, where we conceded after 9 seconds. It seems teams have tried this season. We've seen at the second half of the season, they know we are fragile from the kickoff, and 2 or 3 of the lower teams have come in. Bournemouth did it 9 seconds. West Ham tried it. I think Leeds tried it, trying to score a goal early on because they know it takes a while for Ramsdale to calm his nerves or to stop acting like a clown. But you've got to give him his due. He has saved us more time this season than he has cost us goals. Agreed. And in the second half, so many times old Ramsdale would have come running out of that goal and been towards the centre circle to try and clear it, and he wasn't. He was staying back. I mean, one time he did it. So he's 23, 24. He's still learning. They're all still learning. It's still great. Those the 2 youngest teams in the Premier League out there tonight. And if you're a neutral, well, send us a check in the post, because are you not entertained? That should be the name of the next week's podcast, because if you watch the last few Arsenal games, my God, you've got to look at that. And we've got to be everyone's favourite team now. If you're not Spurs, Liverpool, Man United fans, or Man City, I suppose, or Chelsea, because they all hate us. But
they all hate us. A lot of people, you got to remember, right, Danny? I don't know. You probably feel the same. I think a lot of people feel the same. If we can't win it, you'd prefer City to win it over anyone, and that's how everyone else feels as well. Yeah, they would rather City win it if it's not them, because you can just go, we'll mark it off as that they've bought the title. They've got the best striker in the world who scored nearly 50 goals this season in all competitions. And everyone said before the start of the season that was going to be horseshit. But he's doing it. He's fucking doing it. All right. And we're keeping up with this shit. There we are.
But it's just weird that we've dropped 6 points against bottom half of the Premier League teams, Liverpool, West Ham, and Southampton. I mean, I think Liverpool were in the bottom half, weren't they? And then we've got Chelsea, who were bottom half. We've got to go and play them. But we've got things like Newcastle. Football is a weird beast, because Newcastle, one of the best defence in the league, recently got smashed 3-0 by Villa. And these things happen. This is why
these things do happen. However, Villa's playing very good football at the moment. Ollie Watkins is playing fantastic football.
Top goal scorer since Christmas.
Unai Emery's really, really getting them going. So fair play to him. Let's just jump. I've got a few notes here. I'm not going to talk too much about things. There were some moments where we got involved. We're trying to get involved in the game. Within the first 10 minutes, I'm already talking about Fabio Vieira really struggling to get involved in the game. It's not even about his lack of ability, because we know that he's got that, and he's got the eye for a pass and a final third pass that can kind of like demolish teams. But his presence is very small. Xhaka has got that presence about him. He can throw himself about. Fabio Vieira needs to still work. Yes, he needs to still work on bulking himself up, being a presence, being confident in himself, and putting himself about there. Because when he's in that position, it's not just an attacking threat that you need to offer. It's also a defensive counter that you need to add to your game as well. And from the very early doors in the game, in the game, I saw that Fabio Vieira was really, really struggling. Very much so. Also, I noticed that Southampton were playing a very high line as well, very early on in the game, and I was a bit taken aback by it, especially the fact that they've gone 1-0 up in the first 30 seconds. I was a bit surprised. There was talks about the commentators are talking about how the fact that the centre backs are in the halfway line and they're pushing up, and it really tested us. I don't think Arsenal were expecting it, but I say that as the Southampton manager said that he was going to do that previously to the game. So we didn't expect it as fans because maybe you didn't hear the press conferences, but Arsenal knew exactly what Southampton were going to do. Or maybe they thought it was a double bluff, but I don't know. Anyway.
It was definitely odd seeing the old Theo Walcott back for little flashes during the game, and I don't know. It's good that he didn't celebrate. It's nice to see him back, but oh god, he scored one goal all season, and then he scores against us. It's the curse of Benteke, as me and Josh and Karl and all that lot used to go on about. Don't ever mention it when a striker hasn't scored a goal in 6 months, and then they were about to play him. Don't mention their name.
Exactly.
It's like the Scottish play.
Exactly. 13 minutes here. Odegaard with the misplaced pass in the middle of the park. Holding getting brought in, allowing Walcott to make that run around Gabriel around the back end, and then places it like we've seen Theo Walcott do in an Arsenal shirt for years and years. Obviously, he didn't celebrate. You know, we were expecting that. We weren't expecting, however, Theo Walcott getting the goal to not celebrate against us. That's for sure. And within the first first 18 minutes anyway, we looked like we were completely done and dusted. But 19 minutes, Saka with a fantastic run, plays the ball in literally on the line of the byline, and plays it across. Martinelli does really, really well with controlling the effort and putting it into the back of the net to make it 2-1 after 19 minutes. Game on, right?
That should have been the beginning of the avalanche.
Yes.
We've done them. It's 2-1 after 18, 19 minutes. And then my next note, 24 minutes. Jesus is on fire. He is everywhere. And then after that, it should have been goal for Arsenal. Goal, half-time 4-1, full-time 9-1, because they offered absolutely nothing. And then it was. I thought it's going to end up being cruel. The number of goals we're going to score against them is going to be cruel. Because you look at by the end of it, we had 22 shots. And we had, how many were on target? Had 6 on target. Both had 6. They had 8 shots and 6 were on target. We had 9 off target, and we had 7 shots blocked. Wow. That sums it up, doesn't it? Their goalkeeper, game of his life, yet again.
He didn't get a yellow card for time wasting at all.
He should have got a whole string of cards.
He didn't get 1 card. No. Not a yellow card. Not a yellow card.
Got warnings, and as soon as he got the warning, he went, okay, stood there, walked slowly back into the goal and had a little sleep.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. He had a little full wings. Jesus Christ. But we're back in. We're thinking game on. Let's do this. I've got many other notes, but mainly moaning about Fabio Vieira. Really, really poor half. Just a big no from me. I like him as a player. I think he's definitely a rotational option for Saka at the moment, with his lack of presence and his build, and his defensive qualities are just not there. Maybe he got a pass when he was playing for Porto for not having to do defensive work. I don't know how Porto play. Arsenal give me enough headache to last me a lifetime to look at another team. That's for sure. But yeah, it is St. Totteringham's Day, so at least we can celebrate something.
End of bus parade.
Yeah, end of first half. 7 minutes of added time after the first half. Talks a lot about the time wasting that was being shown by Southampton very, very early doors. I know they obviously scored within 30 seconds.
Saka and Martinelli were getting pummeled by their players.
Well, that happens.
Martinelli, just
that happens all the time as well. Yeah. So
Martinelli Martinelli did a Harry Kane on Bednarek, and that was dangerous. But I've never heard them talk about. Harry Kane doing that. They were talking like that for about 5 minutes, on and on. Ridiculous. I called it Martinelli with an Ozil tackle. No, possibly. Yeah, but
when he puts his back into him.
I was watching Sky Sports. They only showed it once, way after it happened.
I saw it like 3 times. He did that thing where he creeped under him and made him topple. Really dangerous. He could have landed on his neck and broke his neck. It's not.
But that's what Kane is famous for.
No, yeah, sure, it is what it is.
They never spend 10 minutes moaning about Kane.
Yeah, well, they're going to do that because that's all they. Even Tifo. They're on. You know, if you, I'm sure you all know Tifo on YouTube, guys. They do Tifo IRL as well. There's one of them who's this Scottish guy, this really enthusiastic Scottish guy who's an Arsenal supporter. He talks a lot about Arsenal segments. They've had a couple of segments on there where they're talking about how Arsenal are fading or having issues with the defensives. And one of the videos, one of them that was doing it had a Brentford captain's armband on, talking about an Arsenal segment very shortly after the Brentford an Arsenal game. It was a bit like even small content, well, not small content, but football content creators that are not part of mainstream are trying to upset the cart when it comes to Arsenal. It's crazy how much hate there is towards Arsenal. We're doing it right. We're doing it with academy-based kids. We're doing it with one of the youngest squads in the Premier League. We're doing it without loads of foreign dirty money involved in the game. We're doing it off our own steam. No exaggerated wages or prices on players, and they're proving it. I think the only one we can really talk about is Pepe, but there was a lot of weirdness behind on that. A really interesting young coaching staff as well that Arteta has molded and built in his first ever job at the club, in first football, and nobody likes any of that shit. Nobody likes it. So it is what it is. All it's going to do is kind of unite us more, and I'm hoping that we can go and do it. I've just seen when's the barbecue, Deac. I'm thinking, who's Goon documentary? Who knows me too well? Who is this person? Who knows me? Because I wanted to do a barbecue to celebrate Arsenal winning the league. So that's very, very close. I don't know who you are. Second half, then we'll go straight into it. Yeah. My sort of half-time thoughts were talking about the fact that we are really missing Saliba, but we're also missing Xhaka.
Yeah.
With our first team, I spoke about it last week. With our first team, with every top choice option in place, we win every single game. That's the level that we need to be bringing back
throughout most of the season. I'm just looking at the halftime shots, 14-6 on target, 3v5. They had 5. Possession, we had 66%. You can work out the rest yourself. Pass accuracy, 84-70 to us. Corners, 4-1 to us. Best player at halftime, Alcaraz, 8.8. Worst player, Ramsdale, 5.2. And then Albinho came up with a good stat. No team has conceded more goals in the first 15 minutes after half-time than Southampton with 11, and no one has scored more in the first 15 minutes after half-time than Arsenal with 17. Didn't quite play out, though, did it?
No, it didn't quite play out like that. Fabio Vieira comes back on the pitch for second half. Really confused by this. Had a really, really poor first half. It was just literally a guessing game now of how long he's going to last on the pitch before he gets substituted. And that doesn't happen until... When does that happen? 56 minutes. So he lasts another 16 minutes. Fabio Vieira, he lasts another 16 minutes. Really telling you... Any sort of substitution before 60 minutes, I think, you haven't listened to what I've had to say at half-time, and so I'm going to have to make the change now.
And he tried to redeem himself by running up to the fans and waving his arm in the air and going, come on. We should have gone, well, you fucking come on,
You need
then.
to be coming on. Exactly.
You sort your life out, boy, or you're going to get off. Oh, you
ridiculous.
Are off.
There was a few claims as well around the 50th minutes with Jesus making a couple of dives. There was a couple of moments where he did that. He needs to stay on his feet more. I get it that you need to look for a bit of contact and whatnot.
I've put Jesus slow-mo surfing for a pen. You could no, that's not the right music, is it? The old Summer Games. That's the one. That's it. Something like that. It's like, I'm going down. I'm slowly. I'm going. Oh, you've caught me. Oh, it's not as dramatic now. Got to try though. If you don't take your chances,
fucking but at least get a shot off first before going down like that. No. Anyway,
well, I think you tried.
Yeah. Southampton keeper not carded yet. 56 minutes. Trossard for Fabio Vieira. Let's hopefully we can get involved in the game. This is the first time that we've seen Saka, Martinelli, Jesus, Trossard, and Odegaard on the same pitch together. We'll beat that in a minute with another substitution that we're going to do. 58 minutes, we have a close call. There's another few moments here. And then 66 minutes. 66 minutes, and there's a corner. I'll tell you what, I don't know about you, Danny, but it kind of took me by surprise. I wasn't really expecting it. I'm sure everyone actually...
They weren't expecting it.
I don't think they were expecting it either.
You're too busy going, 6'7". Are you having a laugh? Jesus Christ, look at the bloke. 33 goals in 35 games for Genk.
Yeah, because they were going to make a change, weren't they? That's what they were doing. And then it shot back to the corner, and everyone, they scored. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, right, okay.
I put 65 goal, Karl, I had to look up his name, and I put fuck off. Southampton corner, drifts into the middle of the box, player out jumps Holding at the near post, ball goes up to the far post, and Karl just nods it in. You're thinking, fuck me. Is it that easy to score against us?
Apparently.
They're not even that good. They're bottom of the league. Did nobody tell
them? They're not even that good. They're going to be relegated, Danny.
Oh, at least they'll have fond memories of playing in the Premier League this season, because that's the last time they'll be playing in the Premier League for a few years.
Losing at home to Southampton like this, we don't
Again,
deserve the title, but we'll see what happens, I guess.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. But who's to blame? Oh, lots of love, but who's to blame? Oh, okay. Hey, how you doing, Blame? Yes, listen, right? He's coming to the barbecue. We're still having it. All right, we're going to celebrate Tottenham's Day, Champions League, but the title's still on, man. Fucking bastard. Anyway,
Premier League runners up at the very minimum. Not too strong,
exactly. I think this is. I think substitution comes on as well with Eddie Nketiah, if I'm correct.
I forgot about that, so I had to go back and put it 70-second.
Yeah. I let's be honest, guys. Let's be honest. Chat, everybody posts or during listening to this.
Making notes.
At this point, I stopped making a lot of notes and I stopped doing things and I started wandering around the house doing stuff. Gonna be honest. However, I did come back to the game for the 87th minute, so it was only like 10-15 minute hiatus. But there wasn't really a lot going on in my life at that point. I kind of was just trying to do whatever to take my mind off this game. But yeah, Eddie Nketiah comes on, and then we go straight to the 87th minute with White and Odegaard combining beautifully, and Odegaard putting it into the. Was it Odegaard who put it in back to the net?
Yeah, it was down. Yeah. Odegaard ran down the right. I think the White ran down the right towards the right-hand corner.
Yes.
Give it to Odegaard. And then they swapped it back and then back again. And Odegaard went, hey, hold my beer, everybody. Ding, 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 shimmy, shammy, and put it from the right-hand side, put it bottom left-hand corner. We went, I smell a comeback. Don't call it a comeback.
Going for I just put, why wasn't this 10 minutes ago? Why have we taken so long to start doing all of it?
I mean, we missed like 83rd minute, Saka falls, no pen. 84th minute, Melson on for Martinelli. 82nd minute, great work from Saka, low cross into the mix, and the keeper grabs it. 81st minute, Jesus shouting, fuck you, over and over.
Oh, that was to Ward-Prowse. Yeah, it was just, fuck. The commentator was like, he's not saying nice words. It's like, no shit.
He's mastered the English language. Good lad. I don't know what the question was. But
it's the only important ones. Now, we were just talking about the fact that, there's a possibility of a comeback incoming. There was a comeback incoming. We've got Saka. Oh yeah, sorry, 89th minute, Saka. So there's a moment here. Trossard makes it with the pass for the equalizer here, guys. Yeah. I don't know if you rewatch the goal. That pass for Trossard past Ward-Prowse is fantastic. Nelson with an effort as well. I thought it was good. I thought it was written in the stars. Nelson was going to get us back in the game. Puts an effort in. Keeper parries it, and then Saka just buries it to make it 3-3. And then we get the massive cards the board's up saying 8 minutes of extra time, and you're like,
oh, game on.
Oh my God, I've just gone from 0 to 100 in the space of like less than 10 minutes. What the fuck? I don't know how to deal with this emotion that's running through me right now. That's for sure.
But 8 points clear after Wednesday. What's all the fuss about? Do you think that's psychologically enough to mess up Man City?
A lot of people are talking about that. I know that they've got the games still to play to get those points back, and everyone pretty much assumes that they're going to do it. They still need to play Brighton at home, away from home. Sorry, which is one of the games that they were supposed to.
8 points clear after. Oh, I mean Wednesday the week after.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, because we're playing.
Yeah, because they've still got. Yeah. Because they've got 2 games to play now,
well,
so we can stretch it.
It says our next game is away to Man City on the 26th.
Yeah. Thursday, right?
Oh, he's meaning we're going to go there and beat City
on Wednesday. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
Confidence. He's reeking of confidence. I'm loving it. I'm embracing it. I'm giving it a cuddle. But yeah, I can't remember what I was saying. What was I saying? I can't even remember.
You were just saying 8 minutes of injury time.
8 minutes of injury time. The heat is on. Oh my God, can we do it? And what a flood of emotion. But what did you make of the Saka goal? Another once again a very intricate passage of play. Arsenal showing what they're all about. Coming once again a little bit too late. 2 goals in quick succession where they're scored by very intricate, very fantastic bits of play. And then we're managing to get the result.
With all those tricky wingers we've got, Martinelli was absolute amazing in the first half.
So good.
There's nothing they could do to stop him, and that's why I wonder why he keeps taking Martinelli off and leaving Saka on. He's done that 3 or 4 games in a row now, but I suppose Saka's always going to be a threat. And even in the 90th minute-ish, Saka is still doing that. Run down the right, shimmy shammy on the left foot, get past the players. How has someone figured out without taking him down how to do that?
He's just too quick. He's just too quick with the ball at his feet.
You know what he's going to do. It's like watching Paul Daniels. You know it's magic. You just don't know how he does it.
You just don't. You can't stop it.
Wonderful. But Trossard, fantastic. If Trossard would have started the game rather than Vieira, I think we'd have won that.
I think so as well. I think
little mistakes like in the last game, dropping Zinchenko and starting Tierney just messed up the whole left-hand side of the team. It's just he's making these things, these gamble. You know, like sometimes Pep is famous for getting to a Champions League final, then going, "We're going to play 9 at the back and 3 up front and no one in midfield," or whatever bullshit he comes up with. Sometimes Arteta does little things like that, and you look at it and go, What are you doing? Why? No, you know how it. Just leave it as it is. Don't try anything clever.
Would you think it's an overcomplication? Do you think he's overthinking things? Maybe he's over-analysing. Maybe not. Sometimes he needs to keep it simple. Tried and tested works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
We saw in the documentary, didn't he? He gets every little minute detail. He's got a dossier on dossiers about dossiers. Yeah. We're second. We're top of the league. We're 4 points clear at the top of the league. Is it 4? 5 points clear at the top of the league.
5 points. 5 points clear. Obviously, City have got 2 games, but we do play City, so it's still. Guys, if we didn't have the City game, I know a lot of people wouldn't prefer to have the City game, but because we do have the City game, we have a direct a chance for us to actually take points away from City directly by our own hands. Would you not want to win it on our own destiny as opposed to allowing someone else to try and win it for us kind of thing? I would rather we win it on our own steam, and we need to play City. You need to beat the best to be the best. And Wednesday's game was always going to be the most important game of the season, and now it's no different. It's no different. We need to win the game. We can't go there with a mentality of getting a point. We need to go there to get 3 points. If we don't go there and get 3 points, then that's it. So why don't we just go, right, fuck it. Let's just go for this. No?
Yeah, I like what Thorny knows, but Man City, we put in deck chairs out, lighting cigars and champagne on ice after tonight. Excellent. What's happened to the SM? Oh, Smith. Says what's happened to Smith Rowe? Yeah, we were talking about it on the podcast yesterday. None of us have any idea.
I don't know. There's rumours that Arteta doesn't rate him.
After what he did last season, coming on as sub and getting goals.
Yes. I think it's probably a concoction mixture of the injury proneness that he's got. So there's that worry constantly about him. And the fact that when he has had opportunities this season, he hasn't grasped them as much as he should have done. Fabio Vieira is very much in the same camp. Let me put your minds at ease there. But yeah, there's apparently rumours that Arteta doesn't rate him or Smith Rowe. I could be completely wrong, and everyone else could be completely wrong. But there's a lot of confusion as to why Emile Smith Rowe's not getting anywhere near this team when situations like this arise. That's for sure.
I think the consensus of opinion in the chat is we're not beating City, but we're going to have a good time. And it's nice in the second half watching all the Southampton players try and recreate Saving Private Ryan, all laying all over the pitch, falling down, dying.
I've got here,
missing, ridiculous.
Yeah, I've got here 74th Southampton player going down with cramp.
Yeah, I think 2 went down at the same time. One of them went, "Oh, you're doing it. I'll get up then, and I'll get off." And then Jesus down near our right back position. You could see in the slow mo, the player went in and stamped on his foot as he took him out, and he got up, holding his leg, and hopped down to the other end of the field. That's the dedication from it. But it's nothing if not exciting. You can't argue with it. It's entertaining, but not necessarily.
Yeah, okay, fine. You know, if you have to grab something from the situation and something from the game, then yeah, sure. Definitely a roller coaster of emotion. 91 minutes. Trossard woodwork plays a lovely bit of 1-2 football with just himself and his ambidextrous feet, and puts it onto his left and then rifles it, goes straight down the center of the goal and tips off the top of the crossbar. That could have gone. Could have gone in under the underside and beaten the keeper. But what a moment that could have been. 94th minute. Gabriel Jesus once again going down way too easy.
And he's laying there going,
easy.
come on, I'm laying here. Come on, give me something.
Way too easy. Commentators talking about VAR, looking at a penalty shout. Arsenal fans are like, yeah, okay, sure, bullshit. Talks about the potential of a handball. Arsenal fans thinking, yeah, okay, sure. And then there was another effort from Nelson as well. Just unlucky. Nelson as well, in like the dying lights on 95th, 96th minute, makes a lung-busting defensive run, bodies the guy and plays it back in. It's getting the Arsenal fans, the Emirates roaring. We're all just like, fuck, we can actually do this.
It was amazing.
Unbelievable moment. Then the ball's played up, lovely bit of 1-2 football, and then Partey goes, hold my beer. Boom!
I've put Partey, why, Delilah. Oh, and then everyone looked at him and went as if he just shit in the communal bathtub. Think, what the fuck have you just done? And Odegaard you could have put Odegaard through. Odegaard was waiting for that ball. Ridiculous.
I don't have anything to say. Partey for me just stabbed every Arsenal fan slowly in the heart with a little blade and just went, ha, fucking have some of that, mate. Have a fucking bit of that. Couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. For it to crescendo like that. Yeah. And then end the way it does with the Nelson lung-busting run, defensive work, unbelievable. Trossard effort. Oh my God, it's going to happen. And then Partey goes, watch this, boys. Fucking got this. And just absolutely messes it up. And game, set, and match. And we finished the game 3-3 in a match where we've seen 3 draws on the bounce now in a team that's supposed to be going on to push on for the title. And that Wednesday, the 26th of April, is a game that, it's win or nothing now, isn't it? It's win or nothing. So
I'm just looking at previous seasons. In the last 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. In the last 18 seasons, only twice have we scored more goals than we currently have. And that was in 04-05, we scored 87. And then 9-10, we scored 83. And then we scored the same amount in 16-17 with 77 goals. Man City have only scored 78 this season. And if we can fine-tune this team to stop conceding goals, which we will when Partey comes back and we have a settled back four and Ramsdale matures a little bit as a goalkeeper, to have beaten the third highest number of goals scored in the last 18 seasons with 6 games left to go. That is some achievement. And we've only lost 3 games this season. Even Man City have lost 4.
Yeah,
many positives. Of
course, you have to grab the positives. Yeah. And, we spoke about it as well the last few times on the pod. There was talks because I was saying, in a perfect world, I'd love Saliba to be back for this game or at least some of the games so he could be warm for the City game. But, would I rather us win the league and us lose Saliba and his back injury fucks him and it's like a career-ending injury and he's never the player he once was, or do we do we carry on this road that we're on and Saliba's rested enough and the adequate amount to make sure that this isn't a long-term injury? I think 99.9% of Arsenal fans would choose the latter and choose the Saliba for a long term and us carry on the way we're going.
Arteta should say to him, sign that contract or you're playing every game for the rest of the season. Because you're either going to stay or we're going to break you. So when you do go, no one's going to want you.
That's a great point. Imagine if we do that with that fucking brutal, and we do that. Oh my God.
It's like when your cat's being sick and you're shoving it towards the cat flap, screaming, out, go on, fucking get out. You're playing, boy. Do as you're fucking told.
Just trying to hop them along. And they're just like, I don't want to go. No, get the fucking out. Jesus Christ. I can't believe, Danny, how many people we've got in here embracing, because I was saying it last week as well. There's not. Ted Lasso says, there's nothing worse than being sad, but worse being sad and alone is worse than being sad. So at least we're all here together and we can all have a moan, we can all have a cuddle and have a little bit of a giggle. It's St. Totteringham's Day. Let's at least embrace that. We've got Champions League is definitely going to happen. We're back in the Champions League. We're going to spend big in the summer. We've got one of the most amazing young teams in the Premier League, the coaching staff. Danny nailed it by saying the future looks really bright for Arsenal. We might be hiccuping right now But we're playing some great football, and we've got a great team, and it's going to get better over the next few years. That's for sure.
It's going to be so exciting to see. If we were banging in this kind of goals now, when some of these players are barely out of nappies, and with the midfield and the defence we've got, and Ramsdale and the fullbacks and everything is going to slot into place. We may not get another chance as good as this in the next few years because of Man City and Newcastle money to win the title, but it's going to be entertaining. It's not going to be like the last 4 seasons where it's been painful to watch. I mean, tonight was a bit painful, but we are going to be up there, and we're going to be someone to be wary of because we can score goals, and that's something we have struggled to do, is score goals. You look at previous seasons, only 2 seasons ago, we scored 55 goals in the Premier League. We've now got 77 with 6 to go. That's just that's how far we have come in 2 or 3 seasons, from 8th, 5th to fighting for the title with only a handful of games to go. So you've got to look at the bright side of it.
100%,
no one would have expected us to be here at the beginning of the season.
There's no point being negative. There's no point. That's not going to get you anywhere. That's not going to get Arsenal anywhere. It's not going to get... It's absolutely pointless. It's like sitting in a rocking chair. You can do a lot of back and forth, but you ain't getting anywhere. Van Wilder, great film. But, listen, at the end of the day, we still have control of whether we win the title or not. That chance could have been taken away from us if we didn't have this tough City game coming up, right? If we didn't have the City game, then we have to kind of hope that other results go in other ways. Also, guys, if you have any questions, make sure that you put the letter Q followed by your question, so we can answer those towards the end of the podcast. I think, Danny, as well, will be a good idea if, like, I don't mind doing it or whatever, but before the game, we could, like, maybe or before the pod, we can try and get some questions in if there's, like, a few hours break. Not now. So I can do it. It's fine. I'll tweet out. I'll try and remember and tweet out if there's, like, a few hours in between a pod or an hour between the pod. I'll try and get questions, just so we got some questions previously or whatever. But holy jeez Louise.
It's Jamie Fitzgerald again. Giving us so much money over the years. He says,
I love his picture.
Is it in the back of a taxi?
Yes, he's in the car. He's in a taxi with Bentner, Lord Bentner. Yeah. And Bentner's going to jump out of the taxi and then put his penis all over it.
Don't do it, Lord. Don't do it. You're better than that. He says, all I want is a fair go at City. No refs screwing things over and no Fergie time in the VAR room, lads. It does go on at this point of a title challenge. There's one thing you can be certain. It's not going to be 0-0 on Wednesday, is it?
No, it's going to be an absolute goal fest. So if you do play fantasy football like myself, I would recommend not having any City or Arsenal defenders. Clean sheet bonuses are not going to be a thing. I can assure you of that. It's going to be goals galore. It's going to be goals.
Do City get, like Man United over the years and Liverpool at home, they get all the favour, everything goes in their favour when it comes to 50-50 decisions. Is it that way with Man City? I'm not sure if it is. I'm not sure they need it, but has it been as blatant as that over the last couple of years?
I don't know. I'm sure there's going to be people that follow this a lot better than we do, but I don't think so. I don't think City are very well liked, and they obviously bring a lot to the football coverage in this country. The fact that they've got so much money and they're doing what they're doing, but I don't think they're well liked because of who they are and what they do. So I don't know. I'm sure someone will correct me, and please do. That's absolutely fine. I'm not knowledgeable on this point, but I don't think they do. So I think Wednesday is going to be very much a back and forth game in the correct manner.
Indeed. So, anyway. And Arteta has beaten Man City in the past on the way to the FA Cup final, I think it was. Yep. Phil Macker says, do we take a draw on Wednesday? No. You're not allowed to do that. You've got to play it. This isn't Serie A. You can't predict the result first.
Can we, before we kick the ball, can we just draw, yeah? Draw, yeah? Is that all right? No, a draw, because then it goes down to goal difference, right? And they're vastly superior.
They're 7 down.
It could go down to goal difference, right? If we get a draw. So no. It's a win or nothing. If we don't win in a few days' time when we play City on Wednesday, we do not win, then it is done. We need to win.
Done. Very true. I think that's the only question we've got so far. Loki says we need to beat City. End of.
Yeah, we need to beat City.
Says we're not going to outscore City if we concede 3 to Southampton.
Oh, it's crazy,
Funny,
isn't it?
weirdest things have happened. I'm a wag. That's a wife
That's
or
a
girlfriend.
wife and a girlfriend, isn't
I
it?
don't think I'm either of those things. Not last time I checked. Boys, we've got some questions. Boy says, gentleman's
Keep the
agreement
questions
to
coming
draw, sealed with a handshake and a dodgy briefcase. Procrastinating Womble. I haven't proofread this. Deac, he says, can we expect more cat bum content in the future? I have been duped again. Dora did actually jump up with 5 minutes to go, and she fucked off because I was getting excited and my heart rate was through the roof.
Yeah.
So, other than that, here we go. A question from Thorny Nose. Do we need a serious upgrade on striker? As much as we love Jesus, he's not the Messiah we hoped for.
He's just a very naughty boy.
Goal scorer. He is indeed.
Yeah. I don't want to say I told you so, guys, but last time I remember having a conversation with many of you saying that I would like to sign a striker in the summer. And I was getting, no, Deacon, don't be silly. You need to sign a central midfielder. And I was like, yes, well, in a perfect world, I'd like both. But I think we need a striker. I think we need an alternative to what we have so we can offer something different on the pitch when it comes to situations exactly like this. So, yes, I think we need to go for a striker in the wing. Someone that can play maybe on the wing as well, potentially, but I would prefer to sign an out-and-out striker because Jesus can play on the wing. Trossard does play on the wing. We need someone that's just like, right, I know how to fucking do this shit up top. I like, low-key, I said it already. I like Ivan Toney. I think he's a decent player. Ollie Watkins is playing really good football at the moment. He's an Arsenal fan. He'd love to play for Arsenal. They're both Premier League proven players. We could potentially get some really good performances out of either of those. And it's not going to be heavily reliant on them as well, guys. This is a rotational option striker. This isn't like, holy fuck, if he doesn't get 30 goals a season, we're fucked. No, he needs to be getting like 15 goals or something like that and offering something a little bit different. And these players are different options that we could offer. Obviously, some people are talking about Flo Balogun. At the end of the day, he's got 2 years left on his contract. There's a lot of talk about him not signing one. He's going to join the United States. It's going to boost his reputation. He could maybe make a move. This is going to be a big move for him, one of his biggest moves. And Eddie Nketiah just once again isn't it for me. Just isn't it for me. So I think if we keep Flo Balogun and get rid of Eddie, we go in for a big striker in the summer. That's what I would like to do. That's what I would like to do.
Viewer's got a question about your hair. Does Deac's need a haircut? He's struggling to keep all that hair under his hat.
It's pretty long at the moment. It's pretty long. My hair's pretty long at the moment. So I'm just wearing a hat, so I'm keeping it out of the way. Danny, you get it. You get it. It's fine.
Yeah, last time I had hair, I think I was 20, many years ago. Anyone got any more questions? Because we've done 47 minutes and they seem to have run out of questions.
I think people are just sitting here just trying to just keep themselves from jumping off something with the frustration and the emotion that's coming through.
The boy says, keep both Eddie and Balogun, going for new midfielder and some defenders in the summer. Knows it'd be fun if he signed Harry Kane. Well, he's leaving, isn't he?
The rumours of PSG.
You can imagine him trying to speak French. He'll drown the place. Stan says, teams seem to be gradually gravitating back to 2 up front. We should keep Balogun.
I agree. We should keep Balogun.
I don't think Arteta was ever going to play 2 up front. I think he likes the 2 out wide too much, and the one deep in the.
Stan's right. There are gravitating towards 2 up front and stuff, but with Saka and Martinelli, I just can't see Arteta going away from that Markham model anytime soon. If they manage to try and get Martinelli to become a striker, and he's shown that I don't think he can do it still. I don't think it's his thing.
I think it's the Theo Walcott syndrome.
I think it is. I think it's a Theo Walcott syndrome. That's what we're going to call it. The official terminology now is the Theo Walcott syndrome. But yeah, I just don't think it's his thing. So I really can't see it being a thing with regards to playing 2 up top.
Womble says it's nice to see us back together again. And you said you did a great job solo.
That's me. It's solo content.
Big Pap says, just need depth. Can't have Fabio on the pitch jogging around doing
just
50
warm-ups.
Yeah. Barry Douglas says, why doesn't he give Zinni a go in midfield? That is the age-old question, like the
That's
chicken
what we
and
said,
the
didn't
egg.
we? We said that at the very beginning.
He doesn't.
Said that
like in the
Tierney
press
playing left
conference
back
today, someone said to him, what are you going to happen if you're 2-0 up today? We can score 3. Straight away, no thinking about it. I thought, well, you wily old fox. You're not going to get the kind of answers you want out of him, so you might as well just not bother. So if we said to him, have you thought of maybe playing Zinchenko in central midfield, like when he captains Ukraine? It's a really nice day today. I'll go and get my brolly. He's going to have something that's you're going to look at and go, that's not the answer to the question I just asked you. And you're not going to get
like a true politician. We spoke about it at the very start of the podcast when we saw that Xhaka is out due to illness. I haven't had any confirmations on that, but I just heard that's possibly what it was. We were talking about the possibility of Zinchenko joining Partey in the midfield because Jorginho wasn't being trusted with that. Maybe because it's the lack of legs, not sure. But yeah, in hindsight and all of that, it just didn't work. It just didn't work again. Partey, either if he plays with Xhaka, Partey's he's fine. He's fine. He's got his mate. He's having a good time. If Partey's playing with anyone else, he's like, what the fuck? I haven't been playing football for you guys for 2 years. I just don't get it. I don't get it. What the fuck? He just turns into somebody completely different. He doesn't know how to play football. I don't know what's
could well be a problem, but it is something. Do you think Partey is the answer long term? Because I think it was someone in the chat said earlier that I didn't know that Partey had converted, but if he's fasting, then that's only been going on for the last couple of weeks, and the last 3 games he has been at times shocking, hasn't he? Do you think that's got anything to do with it?
It's tricky, isn't it, talking about this because it divides a lot of people. It's political stuff involved in football. People say, "Oh, it's not political; it's their religion." But when people discuss an open idea, that's what the word politics means. So that's literally what we're doing right now. We're having a discussion about a particular topic, and it's something it could potentially be negative.
We haven't seen him going when the sun has set. We haven't seen him going and eating, though, have we? Unless that coincided with half time and he did it at half time. Because I think he was probably better second half than he was first half. But if you're a high level sportsman, it must really affect your game. But you can't drop him because you've got no one else you can play in that position.
Yeah, 100%.
Normally bring Mo in, but Mo's doing the same thing as well. So,
I think it was a French Ligue 1 manager.
Yeah, they wouldn't let them, would they?
He had his emails leaked a week ago. And in his emails, he was bitching about a load of his players that are fasting currently. And he got really annoyed about it because obviously their performances are subpar because of fasting. No matter what you do or who you are, if you don't eat good and consistently, you're going to lag. Regardless of whatever conversations you might agree or disagree with, if you don't eat food, you don't have same energy. That's it.
Once a day.
That's it.
Boy 10 says today's Eid, so he's been permitted to eat, and he's
sure, but he still potentially could be lagging, though, couldn't he, for weeks?
He says the fasting athletes. This goes both ways. It helps some players. It doesn't help others. And I'll show you what I had left over from my dinner today. Agreed. I had 2 of those giant pork chops, Tesco's finest. Fuck about.
That's a deadly weapon.
I'd have a go on that now if I could.
That's a deadly weapon. That's like a dog chew toy.
I had that, and I had Bannister's jacket potato things. I had 3 of those. The 4th one's there.
You could chuck that through somebody's window.
I know the cats can all smell it and they want some, and I'm not going to have the cleaner around yesterday, so I'm not going to have them dirty fuckers messing up my floor with dribble and cat snot. We did have a question. Formerly known says, will you be having Chris soon? Not that you need him. No, he's fired. You won't see Chris again. He's let me down too many times. He's fired. If you want to see Chris, you can go listen to his French podcast, and you'll be the only one. I can say what, because he doesn't even watch these shows. This will be the one time he does. But no, he has no interest in podding with us, so he's dead to me. Here we go. Stan says, not political, just lack of food and water while the sun is up. It's the first time doing this, so it must be affecting him. Yes. Noza says, Salah scored 30 goals before Ramadan became an issue, said my Liverpool supporting friend. Barry says, tonight you can see what a miss Xhaka is. your player of the season, isn't he?
Yeah, he's my player of the season. The Xhaka turnaround has been one of my favourite moments of this season. There's lots of moments that we can talk about, lots of players, instances. The Ramsdale Leicester save and no, that was last season. Christ almighty, it's all blurring into one. But yeah, Xhaka's been my favourite, 100%. He's transformed him. Arteta's listen. You either do the role that I want you to do with this left number 8, where you're going to be attacking through the channels, or we're going to fucking sign someone who's going to do it for you. And he went, all right, I'm going to do it. And he's doing it. And he's doing it. And he's doing it so well. I'm so gutted that we didn't have him this evening, because we could have had. That's the full strength team, right? Xhaka, yeah. Yes. No, holding Saliba. Oh, yeah. Jesus.
Loki makes a good point. Loki says, if it was raining tonight, would Vieira have collapsed because of all the extra weight?
Yes, he would have.
His skinny 100%. Little legs were buckling. They'd have had to take him off in a wheelbarrow, poor man.
100%.
Oh, there we go. I think that's we've done an hour. I think that's everything. Unless anyone's got any more points they want to make, or you've got anything else you want to make, I'm going to lean back and rub my belly.
No, not really. It's the common thing. I'm glad that we're trying to be positive. I feel like a lot of Arsenal talk at the moment is going to be quite negative. It's easy to do negative. It's easy to be disgruntled. It's easy to be frustrated. There's lots of moments that we can go back and pick apart this game and say, well, if we did this, hindsight, if we did that, Fabio, Vieira, we didn't start him. We started Trossard because he clearly can do it. He plays like Santi anyway, so what the fuck? We could sit here for days picking apart that. It doesn't matter now. The game is done. The 26th of April, this Wednesday at 8 p.m. against City in the city of Manchester Stadium, the Etihad, which looks like a concrete. You know when you get those concrete mixers, right? And then you pour it out and it just. That's what the Etihad looks like, and it's got like rods of metal sticking out of it in different directions.
Didn't they? And then a journalist tweeted that and said, "Oh, good job you're going to expand it. Even more people won't be coming to see your game."
It's horrific stadium. I've been there a couple of times, not to see football, but for work reasons. When I was in promo, when I was working as an events manager, so I've been there. It's just not a nice stadium. It's very grey, and I like all the history that they've. Well, obviously they've got a lot more history now because they've won loads of titles, but there's not a lot going on anything before 2011. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, I just want to say thanks to everybody that jumped into the podcast live. And thank you, obviously, if you listen to this post, because, hopefully you've taken some time away and being able to survive and move on in with the positive light. But thanks to everyone that's jumped in. It's super appreciated because, we can all try and get together and we can try and send some positive energy towards Arsenal for the Wednesday game.
And I was watching the stream live on Twitter, and the highest number I saw it go to was 213 people were watching for about 3 or 4 minutes, and it dropped down to the high 180s. And at the moment, there is, if you are still there on Twitter watching, there are none of you. They're all bloody gone.
Don't blame
them. One final thing before we do go. I'm off to Cambridge tomorrow with Sean and Eve, the one who looks like an OnlyFans model, and people quite like her. Well, I think. Yeah, she's a lovely girl. Half a pint of shandy, and you let her hold her hand. So if you see this person wandering around Cambridge tomorrow, just shout out, "I'm a mushroom," and don't touch me. Yeah, look at this. There you go. That was me taking Alan the unicorn for a walk.
That was a dog.
That is Alan the unicorn, and there you go. That's him. Bless him. He was taking him for, and I wasn't with anybody. Sean was filming it from about quite a way away, sitting on a bench with I don't know who was there with her. And so people thought I was on my own taking my unicorn for a walk, and people were videoing me. I was in Manchester Park. So I'm in Cambridge tomorrow. So don't touch me, but you can shout "I'm a mushroom" if you see me. I don't like people touching me. It's fucking horrendous. Dirty people. They greasy. Don't like it.
Well, at least you've got something to look forward to, Danny. It's going to be a nice weekend, hopefully, for you.
Well, hopefully, yeah. And then on Sunday, we're going to go out for a roast at the local, the White Hart.
Fantastic.
It is.
Thanks for all the love tonight, guys, in the chat. Look, everyone's just chucking a bit of love in there, Negative is easy. Thanks, Deacon. I'm a lazy git. That sounds good. I appreciate it, progressing.
Thanks to Jamie for the €10. That'll go on gluten-free pizza. I'm off of wheat. I'm off of sugar. and I'm off of dairy. So I'm going to try and have a gluten-free pizza tonight.
Come on! Yeah, Danny, I'll give you, because I do gluten-free pizza now because I'm trying to cut down on my gluten as well. The Goodfellas, I've tried a lot of gluten-free ones. The Goodfellas frozen pepperoni one, and just add some more pepperoni to it. Actually, not that bad. And I have chili. I put chili oil and stuff like that to give it an oregano and stuff like that.
I do like jalapenos.
Yeah. Add some jalapenos. But yeah, the frozen pepperoni Goodfellas is the best gluten-free pizza, and I've tried about 4 or 5 now, and that's the best one so far.
In the past, I found it's better to take the toppings off and put them on the box they came in rather than use the gluten-free base. But I've noticed, even after just a week of it, I've got loose skin, a little bit of loose skin on my legs, and they're usually bloated.
Yeah, the gluten bloats you, man. It bloats you. A lot of if it's not water retention and stuff, it's gluten bloat from inflammation and stuff, man.
I am slashing like a racehorse at the moment. Mighty boosh, thank you very much. So there you go. Right, it's down to you to close the show then, dear.
Cockney nut job, mate. Have a cup of tea. But one question here from Boy Tendio.
Yes.
If Saliba doesn't sign, what price are we expecting for him? It's fine. He'll sign. He's an Arsenal fan. It's fine. He's not going to not sign. Don't worry about that. Thanks to everybody for jumping in, appreciating us for our optimism and positivity. We're trying desperately, I can assure you. But thanks to everybody in the chat for giving us some love. If you haven't already, make sure you like the video, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter. Primes on Twitch, the usual stuff. Before we go, Danny, where can we find you? Because that's what you always say to me.
At the _GFP, or come round and have a shit and put it from my letterbox. Either is good with me. I don't mind. I've got a cleaner. She'll love it. She won't. She'll beat the hell out of you with her broom.
Jesus Christ.
Where can people find you?
You can find me here at Deac and Justified. I wouldn't recommend it. It's not something that I would, for a sound body and mind, wouldn't recommend it. But if you're glutton for punishment, which I think most Arsenal fans are, then you can do that there. But yeah, thanks to everybody that jumps in the chat. I super appreciate it. We drew 3-3 with Southampton, rock bottom of Southampton, in a game where it tugged at our heartstrings in the final moments, and Partey just went, right, fuck that, you're not having it. So we thank him for this. Nice one. And we proceed to the game on Wednesday against the city of Manchester.
And the T1000.
And the T1000, that is Erling Haaland. So
as he gets his 60th goal of the season.
Yeah, it's a game.
50th.
I don't know. I know he's 50 plus now. I don't know exactly.
No, I think he's on. The record is 49 by Clive Allen. I think he's on 48 a couple of days ago.
Fuck. Right. Well, anyway.
So,
yeah, he'll hit 60. So, the game was always going to be the game of the season, and it's no different right now. We need to go and win, and that's what we need to be doing, and I hope that we do that. So let's all keep positive, guys. PMA, positive mental attitude, like that old advert from like 30 years ago with that runner. It was a fabric softener advert, PMA. I'm saying my age right now. Saying my age. But thanks for all the love, guys. I really appreciate it. And Danny, did you want to sign us out? Or I've not clicked on it. Did you want to do it?
Press the button. I've got the button. I'm ready. I'm hovering.
All right. Well, hover no more. See you Wednesday, guys, after the 3-1 win. Let's go, guys. Let's go.
As soon as I scored that goal, I was fucking livid. Get down, dog. Splendid business.
He nearly caught the bloody thing. What are you talking about?
So I was just eating a full quiche. Well, you don't often see them at it. So when you see them in the supermarket, they need to be swagged, microwaved immediately, and get the brown sauce on and bosh, Bob's your uncle.
Never in doubt.